the drums pulsating, the energy so strong. Join the movement where dreams belong. From Lagos to Nairobi, hear the call. Skillweight Academy, break down the walls. In the heart of Africa, a flame ignites, a rhythm so vibrant, it sets minds alight. Skillweight Academy, where leaders are born. Embrace the tempo, let your dreams take storm. Rise up, leaders, let the beat guide your way. Unlock your potential, seize the day. From the dance floor to the boardroom, let your light shine, shine. Skillweight Academy, it's your time. Feel the drums pulsating, the energy so strong. Join the movement where dreams belong. From Lagos to Nairobi, hear the call. Skillweight Academy, break down the walls. Rise up,
Welcome, everybody. Let's go, people. Thank you all for joining. Let's go. All right. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for taking the time to join and hang out with us. Thank you, everybody. So today we're going to just jump in. It's going to be very quick. A lot of us have asked us about the whole idea of what the cyber deep is about. So myself and my co-instructor will just jump in, talk about it briefly, send it to everybody else after the call, and feel free to ask all your questions straight up also. And if you don't mind, let's, as we always do, part of our tradition here, let's see what part of the world you are logging in from. If you don't mind, let's go. Where are you logging in from? Dallas, Texas. Let's see. Where are you calling in from? Let's see. Let's make it an eventful one. Where are you guys logging in from? Let's see. Dallas, Texas. Let's see. Houston. What part of the world are you logging in from, real quick? All right. Ohio in the house. You guys are shaping American politics right now, it seems, Collins. Awesome, Collins. All right. I see Ohio in the house. We say Big D in the house. Let's go, people. All right. Who else? Let's see what part of the world you're logging in from, real quick. All right. Let's see. Spring, Texas in the house. Saying that welcome on board. Awesome. Awesome. That is awesome. Let's see what part of the world you all are logging in from. I'll kick off in another 1 minute. So let's see. Who else? Let's see. What part of the world are we logging in from? I need to short notice. New York in the house. I fired. Chicago, Chi-town. All right. Welcome on board. Salina, Texas in the house. Hey, let Owen speak. Awesome. Okay, Calgary in the house. Okay, hi Samuel. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, awesome. That is super awesome, folks. All right, I guess let's just jump in real quick. Dallas in the house again. I see Shego in the house. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to join. And let's just have fun together, learn one or two things from each other, and just get it rolling, folks. I see another Calgary. I see finally, is that a city? Samuel. Okay, so Chicago in the house still. Okay, awesome. Chicago in the house. New Jersey in the house. Hey, my Jersey folks. Awesome. All right, Larry, California. Let's go. Amazing. All right, big one, big one, big one. Okay. Okay, let's jump in real quick. Thank you, Walter. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. All right, so we'll be straight and just get into the point. Really, for most of us that are part of our GRC community already, one of the things I've seen, just my own professional experience, is that a lot of times we are very knowledgeable at what we do. We understand how to do risk assessment. We can do data privacy impact assessment. We can develop policies and procedure. We can map cybersecurity controls to leading framework like NIST 853, 161. And 30, we can go to ISO. We can work on multiple framework, which is great and brilliant. We can use Nextstep. So a lot of things we can do. One of the areas I've seen as gap historically is the fact that I realized sometimes because we did not start our foundation with using technical tools, you would understand what people do, but you cannot in good faith relate with it because, yeah, I get it. Give me your vulnerability scanning report because there are so many tools out there anyway. So you give it to me and I can assess it if it's doing the right thing. For example, is it identifying critical vulnerabilities, high, medium, low, and what are the remediation of those vulnerabilities? Got it. But there's a difference between you consuming the report, but you also being able to consume and also run those reports if you have to. Now, it's a tool class. Really, it's not designed to say, we are positioning you to go be a security analyst to go and be doing it technically. No, that's not the goal of the program. The program is developed to know how to use a lot of those tools. And honestly, I'll tell you, it's fun. It's amazing. Then it makes you seasoned. It makes you much more intelligent to talk. As a matter of fact, we have an hackathon coming up. If you do this tech class, it's a free hackathon anyway. It's one of those things that you can understand immediately what the hackathon is about. It's going to be in December, I believe. But it's just amazing, really. So it's one of those things out there that you can feel really, really confident that okay, you know what, I'm not just knowledgeable about different solutions, but I can actually do it also. Okay. And I have with me also, hey Raj, what's up, Raj? Can you hear me? Hey Raj, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hey,
yes.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, what's up, Raj? All right, let me just put Raj in the spotlight. Raj and I would be taking this program. Hey, what's up, Raj? How are you?
Yeah, great again. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. And Raj and I have worked together for over 3 years now, and he helps to man
Yeah.
most of my technical work around running tools. And it's been one of our very successful classes in terms of how to use tools. So it's just exciting. Thank you, Raj. Let me just quickly show the team what they'll be experiencing in a few weeks. Then I'll let Raj talk a little bit. But let me just run through it for us to see what this whole ecosystem would look like in simple details. So it's focused on hands-on knowledge on some of those industry trends in generally, in terms of what are the tools people are looking for. So we're going to cover security basics for a start. We'll talk about the different hacker types. We're going to talk about the different attack types out there at the moment. So that's something we're going to jump in. Then we get into networking fundamentals. This is going into the OSI model. Those of us in cyber would know this model out there. These are lists of some very best practices out there. So we get into OSI models and the different layers of cybersecurity generally. We get into TCP/IP suite also. We get into offense um, network in terms of cyber offense in generally, and what we can do to simulate. We are not hackers, but you're going to be functioning like a ethical hacker. So doing some mini pen test kind of work in this program also. We're going to learn how to do reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is simple. Listen, many times before an attacker comes into your organization, it's just like being in intelligence, you would reconnaissance force to survey around to check what are the vulnerabilities potentially you can uncover from this organization. We're going to learn NS lookup. We're going to go into Google Doc. And all of these are basic things that people, in the technical space need to learn anyway. Then we get into enumeration strategy, and let me pause, Raj. If you have any comments so far on those areas I've talked about.
Yeah. So, adding to points Akin mentioned, like it will be like we will be training more like from the basics. Like you will try to know if even if you are not from the background, also we will try to learn teach you the basics, and then we will try to train you like a attacker. So we will make you think like an attacker, and then so that you will able to understand what are the ways he can just try to come into the organization and then perform an attack, so that it will be easier for you to understand and then proceed it further. So
Perfect.
yeah, that's the point again.
Thank you so much, Raj. And enumeration again will cover things like basic knowledge of operating system, network infrastructure mapping, user information gathering, and we're going to really see again. We are not training you to be hackers, okay? So don't full disclosure, but you are going to function like an ethical hacker. You're going to really try to attack a potential network, right? And all of those basic skills, the craft would make you confident and comfortable to say, you know what? These are the reason why these threats are big. Now, it's one thing for my GRC community. It's one thing to always say, okay, well, we want to say vulnerability, we want to say IAM, we want to say incident response. All of those things are great. However, we are switching it to say, what about if you're on the back side? You're the one monitoring the network. You're the one simulating an attack. You're the one trying to ethically attack an organization. So we are putting you in that mindset to say there are tools out there people use. For those just joining, the class is not designed to make you a cyber security analyst to go and start hacking or doing no. The class is strictly for tools. We are teaching you how to use tools. Okay, so it's designed strictly for tools. Get you comfortable to use some of these tools. If along the line you like it and you want to build a career in that space, go for it. But we are not designing it to say, oh, no, it's strictly for tools. Look at it like a way you are learning all the tools in cybersecurity in a class that you can use to simulate different situations. So it's most use case driven. In terms of tools in cyber, we're going to use Kali Linux. A lot of the functionality there, you'll see us do it in this program. Footprint, vulnerability scan. So we're going to do footprinting. Some of us have heard of Nexus. Nexus is one of the most popular vulnerability scanning solutions out there. A lot of your organization, I can bet you over 50% will probably use Nexus. You're going to use Nexus in this program. On scanning, we're going to use OpenVAS. Raj, you want to talk about the Von scanning we do typically in the program also?
Yeah, so along with footprinting of an SS, like we will try to see like where what are the various tools. Like the commercial tool will be the Nessus one. So we will try to show you like how the commercial tool works, and also the open VAS. Like it is an open source tool, like freeware. We can try to see like how it is trying to differentiate and identifying the vulnerabilities between those two tools again. So that's
Okay,
what we will majorly focusing upon on that.
excellent, excellent. Um, Pen testing, you'll see things around. We'll talk about this mostly black box testing, white box, gray box, red team versus blue teaming. So you'll see some basic understanding of the dynamics of how all of this fits together in general in the class also. We'll get into OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. These are just the top 10 vulnerabilities globally that has been identified out there. And in most environments, these are those top areas that attackers can exploit. So we'll talk about each one of those areas. Raj, you want to comment on this?
Yeah, so this will be the major load. Like we are trying to see like what are the top 10 web application vulnerabilities. So this is the common practice which is followed all over the across the industries. So we will try to show you like what is a vulnerability, how it will be occurring in an application, how we will try to fix it. Like what are the measures we will try to see it initially to identify the issue, and then what are the ways we can just fix it so that it will be easier. So this will be giving you an overview, high level of how the top 10 vulnerabilities is being identified across the organizations. Okay.
Okay, awesome. All right. There's some general things I know we'll talk about. Key loggers. We'll show you guys how some of those phishing campaigns are done. And believe it or not, you'll be surprised that I think after this program, most of us will not want to use the public facing Wi-Fi again because you'll see it in real time how potentially your information can be hacked. So you see a lot of things along that space too. It's a big deal out there. We'll talk about distribution denial of service countermeasures out there. We'll talk about log analysis. We'll talk about some digital forensic also. Right? You want to talk a bit about this too?
So these are the areas, like these are the topics which will be we will be hearing like from outside, like for ransomware, and then kind of phishing, and then here DDoS attack log. So we will try to show you like how these activities actually being performed and how it is being carried out in real time. So that's where it will be, you will be you will still now you will be hearing those words, but right now we will show you in practical like how are these things will be carried out, and how we should be safe enough while moving to the larger internet audience. So while going there, how safe we should be and how vigilant we should be there, we will be trying to show you those guys.
Excellent, excellent. And a lot of hands-on, folks. The program is strictly hands-on. All right. So one of the things I'll just quickly tell you ahead of time, we dedicate the last 3 days before the class strictly for installation. We'll send you instruction once you register on what you should do and install Kali Linux. And we will dedicate 3 full days that you would have a time you can work with our team to make sure you are okay before day one. If you join on day one, we will likely not be able to help you out the first class. So it will probably be the next, after the class, somebody would help you out. Okay. So make sure you join early so that you can be part of the first 3 days before the class kicks off and we get you ready before the class. And if you are savvy enough, you can probably follow the instruction, but sometimes people struggle with getting the system installed on their laptop. I recommend strongly Windows laptop. And Raj, I know we had some, we did a work around, we did some work around my Apple guys, but
Yeah.
if we can get people, I don't know what you think. Should we just recommend Windows or we can
Yeah.
still? Okay,
Yeah, Windows will be majorly, it will be easier for us to follow it, because like across the everyone, like we are following like solutions, and then better things has been available, as like it will be the proper architecture which will be
yeah,
following it. For the Mac it will be a different one, so everything we need to change it up so that it will be tougher for the
yeah.
Mac guys to follow it.
Okay, I think I would, and so I think we would say this. I know some of us are Apple, Mac, disciples. On
Yeah.
this one, we would recommend if you can, make an exception for us and see if you can either borrow or use a Windows. It will be much more easier. We had a workaround the last time we did this, but it just took a lot of time and it takes from the momentum for you also. So we recommend we use the Windows for the class for sure. So if you don't mind Windows, then please within the time, as always, just make sure we have a quiet place to use and just be engaged. It's an amazing, great program to learn tools in cyber. It takes you to a different world of confidence in cyber. Now, this is not GRC. However, in this GRC space, questions we ask, you would be able to relate more because you know understand all the tools these folks use right now. So, right, you want to talk about each one of these tools real quick?
Yeah, sure. So these are the tools which is being majorly like for any beginners. So this will be the tool which will be used, and then when identifying the vulnerabilities or like exploiting it or analyzing the traffic. So these things will be, so Nmap will be majorly covering like if you want to identify from a attacker's perspective, if you are going from uh, zero to identifying all the vulnerabilities. These two will Nmap and Metasploit will be the playing the major roles. Wireshark will give you the art of like how when you're hitting google.com from your machine, so how does it flow from your machine to that actual server and then fetching the data and then coming back. So that will be the actual part which has been running behind the system in your machine. So those things we will try to show you how it is actually happening it up.
Excellent, excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take your questions. We want to keep it at a very short time. And Raj is gracious. Raj is on the road right now. So he said, hey, we'll just quickly join real quick and we'll make it happen. So it's back to you guys. This is your show. Let's see if you guys have questions. Let's just go ahead and, oh, somebody said, oh, Windows. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Walter. Oh, man, you guys are so sophisticated, huh? Oh, man. So, hey, Raj, our Mac folks are complaining. Okay, let's see. What time? Somebody said, what time the class will be taken, like during day or evening? So the class is going to be, I will send more information to you all. It's going to be Saturdays, I believe, and Sundays. and it's in the mornings. Let me double check and let you guys know the details, but I'll send the details to us as a team also. It's mostly our classes are very early in the morning for this program. All right, questions? More questions? Go ahead. Please go ahead with the questions you have. All right, let me share I think I have that information, Andy. Let me see if I can share my screen so you can see it. Let's see. All right, let me share the information that you requested right now about the timing of the class. Let me share that with you right now. So if you guys can see my screen, you can see this is the timeline for the program right now. And let me be sure I'm doing justice to this. And this is going to be shared out, so don't stress it. November 9th, Saturday, that's next week, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time. And on Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. There will be Thanksgiving. There will be a break during Thanksgiving for sure. And it ends December 15th. Now, one thing I'll challenge you, I know for most of us, it's always a nice time to build a new skills and tools before the following year. So I think it's just a smart thing. Some of you have GRC knowledge already. As you do interviews, this gives you a different level of confidence, I'll tell you for sure, because you're going to be very, very comfortable speaking about topics because you've touched it. Really, it's just a different mindset. Believe it. I've been in both worlds, so I know on the technical side, it just makes you speak more confident. That's all. It's not required, so to speak, but honestly, when you're on a meeting and somebody's talking about vulnerability scanning, we use the Nexus, they send you the report, you just chuckle and smile. Oh, I know what you guys do. That's so it's really nice, really. It's a good feeling of confidence. All right, let's another one. All right. Okay, the pricing for the program, I think let me just quickly another thing I'll quickly share. Let me just quickly share my screen again. And just feel free, go to the website and you'll see all the information there. For the pricing of the program, it's 299 for the cyber deep class. Now, for some of my folks, and I'll just extend it to just this group only. If you're on this call, you can use, and I'll text the code to you for joining the call late. You can use Legend 25, and it gives you some coupon. So the coupon is a surprise. So use it, okay? Legend 25. So use that coupon. It's on the screen right now. All right, let's another question. All right, let's see. After going to the course, could you classify as a 100% valid test? No, no. Remember again, Walter, the class is not designed to, we're going to use Bob Sweet, okay? But I don't make, by design, we didn't make the class designed for a role. All right, so you're using tools. So I'm not going to say, oh, you're going to be a pen tester. No, you're going to do pen testing. Now, whether you decide to be a pen tester is a different conversation. That means you have to put work, you have to streamline on that skill. You're going to use Nexus and OpenVAS for vulnerability scanning. Does that make you a vulnerability analyst as a field? Not necessarily, because that means you have to now focus on that field. So that's why we're not touching, we are not touching specific areas. We just want you to learn tools. Along the line with your knowledge of the tools, yes, you can easily build a career for yourself if that's your preference. And Raj, let me let you speak to that also.
Yeah, so we are not majorly focusing on like the pen testing part, but we will try to cover like what are the aspects will be there and what are the tools we will try to utilize it. Because if we want to do a pen test, like we should have an environment to test it or like do it. Because if we are doing on a live environment, it will kind of be an havoc. So we don't want to create it. So we will have an touch base on the preliminary aspects of what are the pen testing guys will do. That
Yeah,
final exploiting part alone we won't do. So all the pre steps we will try to do. Only the exploiting part we will skip it up.
got it. I know we are very transparent in our community. We're not just gonna because I know the big need in at least for myself, and I see that one area that was helpful was my knowledge of knowing how to use and play with tools gave me confidence as someone in the governance side of things because and one it makes me not afraid of tools. I'm very whatever the tool is, all I need is 1 hour. I'll figure it out. Now I may not be a guru in it, but I'll be, I can figure stuff out if you give me a tool. And the beautiful thing about most of those tools, they are smart enough to know if you make your tool complex, you are not going to have customers. So they are sensible to know that. So everybody makes it much more easier to use, user experience to make it easier. So most tools are not complex. I'll tell you, even vulnerability management tools, OpenVAS, Nexus, Wiz, a lot of them, they are very similar. I can bet you if you can use one, you can use any other one. They are very similar in nature. All right, let's take another one. Aship, can you clarify what your question is, please, if you don't mind? Oh, okay. Somebody said, do we do free resume review? Now, in case you are new to our community, and this is just a good one to share with us real quick, let me just share my screen again. Now, for us, go to skillweed.com, everybody, skillweed.com. And you guys, once you get to skillweed.com, you can always go to resources here and go to resume review. We still have that service. Again, for folks in our community, we have a team dedicated to help, even if you're not in our community, their role is to help us to build resume or review resume for our community. So if you want to throw it out there, it's still available. It's always there. Yeah. Even though we have a service for helping people apply for jobs in our community, that's a different service entirely. But for resume, reviewing your resume, it's always available for you. Just throw it out there. Somebody's going to take a look at it. That's their role, really. And typically within a week, you have it mostly earlier than that for sure. But yeah. All right, more questions, folks. But one thing I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more minutes before we dismiss you all. It's a great opportunity to learn a lot of tools you might have been hearing here and there, and you just get to be part of it. It's just amazing, really. That's my experience. And all the folks that have taken it, the first one we did was just a transformational experience because now when people talk about cyber stuff, it's not going to be strange to you because we're going to touch all the main tools out there. Of course, you might have with you, it's not a SOC analyst class, okay? So, but you would learn a lot of tools, which is good. Okay, somebody said the tools used in training, would they be enterprise based or cloud based? Right? You want to give them a shot there?
So it will be a kind of a cloud based, like it is an
Yeah.
open source. Mostly we will try to go on the enterprise. Enterprise will be of a cost, so we will go
Yeah.
try to use it only the paid version or like a trial version, so that we will get a taste of like what the tools will be, the actual tools will be. If you are getting like if you are asked to use those tools in your organization, so you will have the flavor of like how it needs to be used. So what are the basic login, and then what are the aspects, scheduling, scans, or like analyzing the results. So those things you will be kind of able to do it with that.
Got it. So the answer is that we use mostly open source tools out there. Now I know for Nexus you would have to use their trial version. So, um, but beside that, I think bulk of our work is everything is open source. So, you know, all right, let's another one out there. Any other question, folks? And here's the coupon code again for those of us that joined this call. Just use Legend 25. Now it will expire, I believe, by Tuesday or so, or is it Wednesday? If it expired, I'm not sure I can get you back. So just heads up. So don't ping me and say, oh, there was someone that said you had the two code. I may tell you I don't know. But that's the coupon code for those that asked that question. Oh, somebody said I just tried it, it didn't work. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me double check and see. If not, do me a favor. Check it back later. I would have my team try to fix it. I think maybe it expired. I gave it out to just a group within my space, my cyber current theme. Maybe it expired. Let me double check. Let me double check that. Oh, okay. Let me show you, ladies and gentlemen. It works for me. So you want to check your side, and this is where I just let me show you what I just did real quick. Um, so I went to purchase. It's Legend. So you go to the have a coupon here, and you type Legend LEGEND 25, and you click on apply. So it works here. So you want to double check your site also just to make sure everything is fine. But it works so far. If it doesn't work, please let me know. And you can reach us on Skillwith site. Let's say another one. Okay, somebody said if I have a Mac, I can't do the class. You can do the class, but we just said we would appreciate if we can find a Mac to use for the class. Just because the installation of the Mac process took us some more customization on your system that we felt would be easier with Windows. Windows was more easier to use to install most of those tools compared to Mac. That's why. But it eventually worked. It just took a long time. That's all. That's another one. Okay, somebody said because I don't have anyone to borrow Windows from. Okay, Raj, I'll let you take care of that. Uh, so we would uh
We'll try to see like for the Mac folks, like will how we can just accommodate them, like because we will be covering up with this virtual box. We will try to install it.
okay.
So if the virtual box supports you, then it will be for us. It will be easier so that we can inside your Mac we can just put that virtual box, and then from there we can just build up the Windows machine. So that will be the another one we can just do it up. So because like the few tools and the commands will be related to Windows, it will be there. So for the Mac users, you need to again switch it up and see like the different response, how it is being happening. So if not, we will try to see like the virtual box, because that will be the playing the major role here, like the Oracle VM virtual box.
Yeah.
So it needs to be installed. So if it is compatible with your machine Mac, then it will be fine. Like we can able to okay with that, accommodate
Okay.
you with that. If that is not there, it will be still troubleshoot. We need to troubleshoot it. We will not say like you will not be able to perform it.
Yeah.
We will be needing little more time to troubleshoot it. We
Yeah.
can just work it up. We'll see like what can be done.
So the only thing is that the last time it worked is just we took a longer time to troubleshoot. That's all. So we just
Yeah,
have to make sure with the last 3 days. And Raj, correct me here. I know we are planning the 3 days before the class to
yeah,
have a
yeah.
segment. To okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll,
On each
we'll go
day,
through
like
stuff.
2 hours, we'll just plan it up so that it will be
Yeah.
sufficient enough to accommodate them.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Any other question? Somebody say I was charged something. Well, remember there's something called taxes. So normally there's going to be taxes depending on your state. So that's typical standard. All right. Any other question here? Keep doing great things, guys. Thanks for joining. Once again, we're excited. It's going to be an amazing time. Right. Thank you so much for making this
Thank you.
happen. And I look
Thank
forward
you.
to amazing things as always that we do here. And
Definitely.
guys, enjoy the rest of your day. And for those of us in the US, good luck on your election. Just go vote. All right. See you guys in a bit. Thank you, Raj. Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
guys. See y'all.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
Let your
Bye.
light shine, shine. Skill with Academy, it's your time. Oh, 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 feel the drums pulsating, the energy so strong. Join the movement where dreams belong. From Lagos to Nairobi, hear the call. Skillway Academy, break down the walls. In the heart of Africa,